So you were saying that this was smaller?
Yeah, the original console that came with the instrument was originally installed was a 3-manual instrument.
And for those who don't understand, each of these keyboards is a manual.
Yes, each keyboard is a manual, right. And so 3 manual and plus a pedal board, which is a keyboard for the feet. In the 1990s, they wanted to modernize this instrument. The console, I'm not sure what the condition was. I'm sure it needed to be replaced. They decided to hire a reputable company to build this current console. Unfortunately, this current console did not stand up to the test of time in our tropical environment. And what I mean by that, there's massive termite damage. This here is kind of taped off here. Behind the knee board, underneath here, you can't really see it, but you can see termite droppings. Behind this knee board is the entire Swiss cheese, unfortunately. The organ has been expanded, and how it was expanded, there's only not infinite spaces up to fit pipes, right? There's a finite space for pipes. So what do? We add digital stops, which is a digital picture, a digital sound of an actual whatever flavor of pipe. So another 54 ranks. When I say rank, that means a specific color of sound that was added on top of what was already we have with the real pipes, the real voices, which is you're allowed to add the 4th manual, which is the solo division, different color, and of course just added a plethora of more stops to the instrument. That too is failing. Been disconnected because there's some ciphers in there as well, and the connection between the console and that. So think of it as an enchilada, is what it is. That used to be out here, and it wasn't facing up. It was facing this way.
Oh, so facing the congregation.
Yeah, and it was like cannons.
And is there anything over there?
And over here's the antiphonal. So that's just it. You're right. There needs to be a screen there because what's going to happen is you have birds and all kinds of insects flying in there, crapping into it, right? So when the organ was installed in this church in the 60s, again, it was not designed. So that big box you see to your far right had to be built and engineered to make a puka large enough to fit in a pipe organ. The blower that supplies the breath of the instrument is located in the bell tower, which we'll see. So I was mentioning, again, this is the main blower that powers the main breath of the instrument. Up here is the main static reservoir, and you can see how leather deteriorates, and we have a washcloth tucked in there to cover the puka. This also is a secondary, you can see where leather has been patched with the new white. Old leather was in black. So another thing, I'm glad you brought that up, is the amount of corrosion, and whenever this church gets redone, another thing is to consider how to take up this room where it's not sucking in the salt air from the outside, right? So all that goes into the instrument. If you look at this, you have this massive pipe and it goes down. You should film this. That's the access. And that's however, they had to find a way to jury-rig that to get the wind line across, and you can actually see that if you back out here, and you can see that main pipe there, and we'll see that when we go up, and that's the little gangway to get across to a small little pigeonhole to get into the chamber of the organ. The problem with that is, again, is access, space. This work on this organ needs to actually be done and be removed. There's no way they're going to get stuff out of there. Scaffolding would have to be built from the altar up. So supplies, and that's why they also have this secondary puka here, or secondary pipe.
So that's where the blower comes in.
Yes.
And see, there's work lights and whatnot because
Yes.
the light.
Correct.
Right now, we're looking with the light that you're providing. So
Correct.
there's the actual light
this
is
is
not.
what it looks like without the light.
Yeah, and
And then up here, you see where the light fixtures are? It still baffles me how you would get to that work light. All the way
right
down.
to fix it.
So this whole array is, think of it as the brain that controls the organ. It sends a signal from the console up into the actual organ, and this is how the input from the player makes it up into the organ and tells what pipe to play.